feel pretty safe in saying that nobody in this room supports animal abuse, except you might be just without knowing it. In the racing industry, racehorses are living tragic lives and many die brutal deaths. From bleeding lungs to broken legs to excessive drugs, these things fill the racing industry. I personally have an off-the-track thoroughbred, and after seeing the residual effects of abuse that she endured, I've become enthralled in the issue of racehorses today. And unfortunately, I found that her story isn't unique. You don't have to be an avid racegoer to be affected or to make a difference. Even if all you do is spread awareness, this issue needs to be confronted. First, I'm going to tell you about particular drugs that are used on racing animals, as well as the context within the industry, and then why it needs to stop. Use of Lasix in racehorses is a drug that has swept North American races. In an article published in the Journal of American Veterinary Medical Journal in 2009, authors Kay Hinchcliffe and collaborators describe how the drug furosemide, also called Lasix, greatly reduces EIPH, which is exercise-induced pulmonary hemorrhage. In other words, the horses are racing and breathing so intensely they actually bleed from their lungs. And this drug is supposed to reduce this. So what exactly is the problem? To give you context, Lasix is banned at every major track around the world except in most of North America. Author F. Lids describes how use of Lasix makes a horse able to train harder, race more often, and simply run faster, in articles titled Drug Running, published in Sports Illustrated in 1995. The article also discusses the threat of faulty breeding caused by the drug. The drug, by shrouding inherent ability, allows horses that may not otherwise be sound continue to breed and breed prolifically based solely on their performance on the track. So, in a few generations, there may not be a truly sound thoroughbred to find. But the issue is further complicated due to lack of uniform authority over the racing industry. In an article titled Congress is Considering a National Authority, written by Jay Drape in 2008 and published in the New York Times, Congress is considering creating one. This would mean a federal umbrella over all racetracks in America to regulate the use of drugs like Lasix. However, any further action since that time has yet to be taken. This brings me to my second point, why this needs to stop. The use of Lasix has far surpassed the need for it. In 2014, Jay Squires describes the blatant abuse of Lasix in an article titled A Battle for Racing's Soul, published in the New York Times. According to the article, only 2 to 6% of racehorses bleed excessively when running. However, the use of the drug is as prevalent as 95% of all horses that run tracks. A lot of these horses have injuries that occur on track, which puts in danger jockeys, other horses, and other riders, as well as any spectators that might happen to be in the way. It's a severe problem. And Lasix prevalence can be partially explained by the fact that it induces urination, which makes a horse lighter and thereby faster. But these animals will be kept dehydrated for days, according to an article titled Why Are So Many Racehorses Dying?, written by E. Barone and published in the Time magazine in 2019. The article also brings to light further blunders of the racing industry. Painkillers, which may cause an animal to unknowingly exacerbate a pre-existing injury, as well as track inconsistencies which cause severe and fatal injuries to the horses. Another racing blight is the use of horses 3 years old and younger. In 2013, an article titled Risk Factors for Race Day Fatalities in Flat Racing Thoroughbreds in Great Britain, published by the Public Library of Science, author S. Rozanowski and collaborators assert that horses younger than 3 and older than 5 are at an incredibly high risk of severe or fatal fractures. So this is a 2-year-old horse that will often, they have an entire set of races that they use to run 2-year-old horses, and as you can tell, it still looks like a baby. I mean, it's got a swollen stomach, it's not fully grown, and they're using these animals and running them as though they were full grown and fully mature, and it can severely damage permanently a lot of these animals. So, in recap, horses are not only dying, they're also enduring severe abuse of drugs, mistreatment, and exploitation. To recap, the drug Lasix, which is used to treat horses with EIPH, exercise-induced pulmonary hemorrhage, has been legalized in North America, leading to the severe abuse of the drug. And the consequences aren't just felt on the track. Even thoroughbred breeders are feeling the ill effects of Lasix and that it is having on the entire industry. It's also clear that Lasix isn't the only problem. Until the racing industry is uniformly regulated, we can't begin to protect these horses. So in closing, I urge all of you to rethink what exactly a day at the races means for so many animals. Thank you.
I like your overall knowledge of it, how you address like how you have.
Oh, thank you.
I liked how you organized it. It was very well kind of lined up and very easy to follow.
I think you did a really good job like defining all the terms and like context because like I don't know that much about horse racing, but you like made it really clear.
Thank you.
Was this the big round that they just